Hello everyone, thank you once again for coming to the channel and checking out some of the videos that I'm making for you. I hope these are really helpful and you're able to achieve your goals with them. And that's mainly the goal over here, is to sort of share the knowledge that I have so you guys and gals can absolutely go with it and achieve all of your goals and whatever you're trying to achieve as far as the moment, what you're trying to program, what you're trying to code. If you have any issues, just leave a comment. I'm more than happy to help you with anything and everything, honestly, that as far as any programming issues, maybe a rabbit hole you're on, a problem you haven't solved, I'm more than happy to help. Just leave a comment, and like I said, I'm going to try to resolve it for you. Trying to resolve a few things for a few of you guys and gals. So once I do that, I'll probably make a video or probably let you know in the comments and tell you, hey, I resolved it, this is how you do it, this is that, or we can figure it out together. So now in this episode, I'm going to be going over how to install Laravel. And by the time you're done, you should be comfortable installing Laravel and being able to use it, at least just the basics of it, so you get the ball rolling, get started, you get your feet wet, and you sort of see exactly how Laravel works and how you can install it and how you can have it moving on your computer, working on your computer, so that you can achieve whatever you're trying to achieve with Laravel. So if you don't know what Laravel is, you probably do know if you're watching this, but if you don't know, Laravel is a PHP framework. It was created by Tyler Otwell a few years ago, actually almost a decade ago, or over a decade, I'm not sure, but it was created a while ago, and it has a ton of community out there. It has a ton of documentation. The documentation is absolutely fantastic, so that it can be honestly an ally for a toolbox that you can have at your disposal to achieve things you're trying to achieve for your clients, for yourself. It's a full integrated application, and you can also integrate it with microservices or any other kind of architecture you're trying to do. I honestly love it, and I've been working with it for the past say 6 years. And I love it. I use it for a lot of my projects. I use other things as well, but definitely Laravel is one of the best products out there. And as far as PHP frameworks, I think it's definitely one of the best. It doesn't matter the level you're at. You can always go and find things easily, and you can always use other things if that's what you need and that's what your use case is. So moving along here, in this series, I'm going to be going over step by step for the beginner, for you guys, on Laravel tutorials, so that you can see step by step how each of the functionalities, how to install it, and each of the services that are provided by Laravel work. And today, like I said before, you're gonna learn exactly how to install it. So let's get rolling. The first thing you're gonna need is Composer. If you don't have that, go ahead and download it. You can go to Brew with your Mac. If you're on a Mac, you can definitely go to Brew and Homebrew, and that's the website, brew.sh, and you can install it, and with Brew you can install pretty much anything. With Brew you can also install Composer. So if you don't have Composer yet, definitely go ahead and install it. You're also gonna need, if you're doing a local setup, you're gonna need MySQL. You're probably gonna need PHP. I already have all that set up. So on my machine, I already have PHP, MySQL, a lot of the services that I'm gonna need to be able to run Laravel. I also already have Composer. So if you look at the installation, it actually goes over here exactly what you need, exactly all the extensions that you need. If you install this with Brew, more than likely, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come with everything, so you're not gonna really have to worry about it. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is install it using Composer. You can either install the global installer with Laravel, and then after you do that, you can just do Laravel new blog. I usually just do it straight with Composer. So you're gonna have to go into your project and then the prefer destination. This is gonna be Laravel. And we're gonna be installing it at, let's just do play, because I have playground, so now I'm gonna do play, and it's gonna install in another directory, and it's gonna be play. Exactly, now it's installing. So you see how that installed all the necessary packages and everything that is necessary for me to be able to run my Laravel project. And now I can come in here inside my play directory, and I see that everything is over here. So I'm gonna run again PHP artisan serve. And what this is gonna do is it's just gonna run the project inside of the 8,000. So the 8,000 port. So right here, I already have that. Like, you already have Laravel running. That's it. You know, you really don't need to do anything else besides just configure the project. So for that, I'm gonna go into PHP store. Let's go into display directory. We're gonna go into the environment. So with Laravel, there is an environment file. It's called .env, and that's where all your environment variables are gonna be. So you're gonna go into that file. Here you can name your project, and if you're gonna do separate, like if you're gonna separate your strings like this, then you do the double quotes like this. If you're not, then you can just do it like that. That's how this works. So I'm gonna name it play Andres, and then this is gonna be my local environment. It already has a key. Debug mode is obviously on. Over here, I'm gonna do it in port 8,000. I usually like to go with a daily log, and this is for MySQL. So how that is gonna be set up. I'm not gonna set it up right here because I use Docker as my environment, and I don't want to go into like how to set up with Docker because I already did a video about that. And if you want to learn how to set up your environment with Docker and be able to set up multiple Laravel applications inside a Docker machine, just check out my other video. I'm going to leave a link so that you can see it. And on that video, I go step by step how you can set it up. To me, it's the best environment, honestly. I've tried Homestead, I've tried Laravel Valet, I've tried just plain PHP like you see it over here, PHP Artisan Serve, and Docker by far, it's to me the best. Some of the broadcast driver, the cache driver, the queue connection, the session driver. So all of that, I'm just gonna leave it by whatever is by default. And yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it. You already have your Laravel application going on. A few key things over here. If we go into their configuration, if say you're working on something, you can always do PHP artisan down, and that's going to give you maintenance mode. And with maintenance mode, basically it just tells your user, hey, the application is being worked on right now. You can't really view anything. All the routes, everything goes down. I'm gonna go on my next video next week on more about that. Like, I'm gonna go get into the architecture concepts. On this one, I want to keep it more in like how to install it and some of the configuration, so that you can get started and get your feet wet and know exactly what's going on. So basically, how is this page being served? Like over here, that's gonna be inside of your web.php file, and this is this page right here. So if you want to find it, like, I can just do find like this, and that's why I love PHP Storm. Like, so easy to find everything. This is where this is. So like, I can just say like Andres here, and if I refresh, you see like it already has Andres right there. That redirects into the Laravel documentation, but you get the idea. Like, this is where you can come and start actually working on your application. And you get to this from the web.php file. And on the next video, like I said, I'm going to go over how do you create a controller and how you make a model and migration, maybe a test, so that you can see like a full application sort of like feel and work, you know, how it works and how it is and the flow and the workflow. But here, like I said, I'm going to keep it more along the lines of just a configuration. Some of the environment variables, blah, blah, blah. Like over here, it explains what I told you, like app name. So if you want to do it separated, you need the double quotes. Debug mode. You probably don't want debug mode in production, so be careful with that. Let's see, that should be it. Maintenance mode. Yeah, so like I said, if you do PHP Artisan down, it's going to show your users, hey, the application's down, you can't work on anything, and it's gonna, everything that you have on your routes, it's not gonna be available for anybody. They're just gonna see that, and then you can do PHP Artisan up again. And you can also allow certain IPs, which is awesome. And like I said, it's such a complete framework, And chances are, if you're trying to work on something, if you're trying to build something, chances are somebody has already done it. So with Laravel, you have a ton of help. Like, especially if you're getting started, you're gonna love it because you're gonna be able to get a lot of things done without having to get into the minutia and like some of the basics, which is always good to know. Like, honestly, it's always good to know how these things are built and how to build them yourself. But if you, like I said, if you need to make money, if you need to work, if you need, your employer is asking you for something, your boss is asking you for something, hey, this framework right here is gonna allow you to just get into it and start coding, which is what we do, obviously. And this is gonna get more into the directory structure, how that works. So I'm gonna just take you into that using PHP Storm. This is usually what it comes with. New Laravel install. Inside of your app is where you're gonna see all your routes, your controllers, your middleware, and that gets more into the next video, which is gonna be more of architecturally what's going on. Exceptions console, the database is where your factories, migrations, and seeds are. All of your scripts and the CSS, the JavaScript, and the views are over here. So that's where the welcome screen is. And that's where you put all your views, obviously. Your routes, this is where web is, console, channels, API. So this is specifically for everything. You can build an API, you can build command lines, you can build broadcast channels. Like, it's really, really, really complete, honestly. Storage is more like where your logs are, where you're gonna be storing like a lot of like maybe images that are gonna be public. And there is some commands. There's PHP artisan, I believe it's link, and basically I'll symlink into your public directory, which is where everything starts. So everything starts over here at this PHP index.php. That's it. This is your vendor stuff for Composer, and like I said, it comes with ready for you to test. So you can do unit tests, you can do feature tests, you can do browser tests. It comes with it's called Laravel Dusk, and it allows you to use the Chrome driver or Selenium driver for you to just test anything. So you can tell it things like, hey, go to this page, fill up this form, and make sure I get this message. And that's awesome because you're trying to always do unit tests and then some integration tests, testing your controllers, making sure you're getting the data you want. And then also doing some browser tests, you get the full picture of what's going on. And that's it for today. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to know something else about Laravel. If you have any Laravel questions, just leave a comment over here, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I will be with you next week where I'm going to go over all the architecture.